Good evening, guys, and welcome to tonight's video. I'm going to talk tonight about skinny fat. Okay, sounds strange, but it is a thing, trust me. So it's basically categorized as unappreciable levels of muscle mass associated with a high percentage of body fat. Okay, so in normal terms, basically what that means is you look thin, but you have no real muscle definition. Okay. So the reason being, as the explanation explains, you have less muscle, so that makes you look thin, but because you have a high percentage of body fat, you don't really have any muscle definition. Or you do, but you can't see it because of the body fat, okay? So that's what it looks like. So that's described now the four main causes of skinny fat, okay? The first one is too much cardio or excessive aerobic cardio, okay? Excessive cardio actually interferes with your muscle and strength work, okay, and your gains in that area. And as we know from previous videos, of course, muscle is absolutely essential for losing body fat, okay? Now, I can already hear all the ladies again screaming at the screen. I'm going to say this every single time. You will not look bulky. Okay, muscle definition. So definition is muscle. You need it to look defined and have curves, okay? And also it works very well in other ways, which I'll describe later, okay? Especially aerobic work, so we're talking long and slow tempo, actually cannibalizes muscle mass, okay? So that's point number one. Point number two is eating far too less, okay? Now, obviously we know that you have to eat less than you work, okay? So you have to put out more calories than you bring in, obviously, okay? But we're talking about taking that a bit too far and restricting too much, okay? If you restrict your calories too much, your body will hold on to everything that it's got, okay? Now, I understand that it's natural, obviously, to eat less when you want to get rid of weight or body fat, okay? That's obvious. But again, it's taking it too far that gets when it becomes a problem, okay? The best way for you to keep your muscle mass, which obviously we need, remember, is whilst also restricting your calories, is to up your protein intake, okay? This is essential because two quick points I'll give you is it makes you feel fuller and also it helps to keep the muscle mass that you have, okay? But I will do a separate video on protein in the future where I'll give you the best benefits of that and where to get it and, you know, etc, etc. Okay, so that's point number two. Point number three is being afraid of consuming fats. Okay, now, I understand that a lot of people, you know, again, I'm going to try and sort of sneak this into every video I do on diet. Fat is essential, okay? Fat is not the enemy anymore, okay? We know this, okay? So, you need to eat fat to lose fat, okay? Fat is absolutely essential for health and for losing fat. You have to eat it. If you do not give your body fat, it will not release its fat stores that it has stored inside of you. Okay, so you can't lose it if you don't eat it. Okay, so that's the third point. Don't be afraid of fats. Okay, now obviously you need these in the right proportions and the right types of fat. And again, I'll do another video on fat where I'll go through all of that on its own, okay? And last point, point number four, is abstaining from any sort of strength training, okay? So, as I sort of touched on before, muscle mass, and we have spoke about this before in my previous videos, muscle mass is essential for fat loss, okay? Absolutely essential. And again, as we said before, muscle definition, so looking defined or toned, as everyone likes to say, that's muscle mass, okay? So if you don't have that, you're not going to look defined no matter how low of a body fat percentage you have, okay? Now, the reason muscle mass is essential is because, as we spoke about before, your metabolism. Okay, now your metabolism accounts for the most amount of calories that you will burn during a 24-hour period. Now, there are two ways to influence your metabolism. Fitness, which we'll speak about in another video. Not excessive long cardio, but actually short, fast cardio, or the interval trainings like we spoke about before. And muscle mass. Basically, the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is all the time. It's actually very demanding on the body to keep a higher percentage of muscle mass, okay? So it has to work harder in order to maintain your muscle mass all the time. So you're basically burning more calories just because you have more muscle, Okay, so basically the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn all day, every day. Okay, so that's the video for tonight. So skinny fat, what it is. So basically, you know, you look thin, but you don't really have any definition. Okay, and the 4 points of what the 4 main causes: doing too much cardio, too much long, steady cardio, eating far too less, so restricting your calories too much, being afraid of consuming fats. Remember, eat fat to lose fat. And abstaining from any sort of strength training. Remember, the more muscle we have, the more defined we look, the more body fat we lose, and the more calories we burn all day, every day. Okay, so that's the video for tonight. Hopefully you got some value from that. Thank you for tuning in, and I always appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. Have a fantastic evening, and I shall see you on the next video. Thank you.